Hello, everyone. Josh Szymborski here, Trumpet Josh. Hope you're doing great. Today, we're going to be talking about my whole thing that can bring you basically from beginner trumpet player all the way to advanced, incorporating jazz and classical and whatever. So, let's get started. First thing, when we get into lessons, I hand out a listening starter kit. It's got everything. Let's get different categories: classical, brass band, jazz, commercial, lead trumpet, all different categories. Doc Severinsen, Wynton Marsalis, uh, Tower of Power, Young Bloods brass band, um, uh, classical artists, Sergei Nakarikov, just all kinds of stuff. And if you want that, get a lesson with me. A sheet describing how to properly use your air and set the embouchure, basically kind of like just the till you get a natural release with an instant turnaround. Then going into your putting a slight saw on it, SU, I'd say. So you can feel that. Then we do the flapping the lips, kind of loosening things up. You could even do this. Then go from that, just putting your lips just enough together to get the vibration happening. So and it doesn't have to be perfect. You can do that a few times. You get it going. Same thing on the mouthpiece, same thing on the trumpet. Then you're good to go, right? So from there, then you can start playing, right? So you got the my favorite ones for that are the Mitchell book. It's I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's the Mitchell book. It's like the complete school method or something like that. And also the Essential Elements book with online play-alongs for ear training to know what it should sound like, the different exercises. It's actually pretty great the way they have it online now, so definitely check it out. Um, it introduced time and key signatures, note values, dynamics, melodies to songs, and a few scales. And the thing I do want to back up and say the thing I like about the Mitchell book is that it has all the fingerings written out for like a bunch of the book. So while you're getting used to how these things go, you're not like flipping back all the time and struggling or not practicing just because you don't know the notes and you're just like, whatever, I'm not going to play. It's all right there. So there's no reason, no excuses. It builds you step by step all the way up to playing songs and melodies and scales and everything, dynamics. So then once you're kind of doing that, because again that's just a beginner book, it takes you so far. Then you can do and within that you could probably introduce this too, but the complete solfeggi of Conconi by John Korak. It's got all your major scales to develop, and the point of this is to develop. This is what I wrote down: to develop taste while playing broad, elegant, and rhythmical melodies. And he had something like that written in his book too. So after going Conconi, which is seems like I'm skipping over, you spend a lot of time. You can use this throughout your whole playing career. Started involving the Clark Technical Studies book. It's got your dexterity, your ease of playing, all key signatures for chromatic, minor, or chromatic major, natural minor, melodic minor, harmonic minor, diminished scales, and arpeggios, with just tons of exercises for getting going with that, and feeling good, making it easy, not struggling with playing what you're going for, developing that. It takes time, but another book you can use throughout your entire playing career. Then the Irons book and the Shrewbrook Lip Trainers. You probably have these in there around that same time too. So it's got lip flexibilities, slurs, tonguing, playing, or as Shrewbrook says, attacking. I don't like that people say that. Notes and intervals with confidence. It's just playing. You just People wonder why students overblow and blast their lips out or sound harsh and crass. Well, our books say things like attacking over and over again about a note. So what do you expect? We gotta change that. Anyway, here's my soapbox. This is my personal opinion. Deal with it. You're watching my video. So anyway, yeah, to help you attack all that stuff with I say attack after all that. Help them just looking at my notes. To help you play that stuff with confidence and exercises to do all that at different dynamics. So you're starting to be able to branch out around the horn. Okay, so then we could get into some duets. We got the Arbin's book. It's got great duets. Obviously other exercises, but it's not as guided as this other setup kind of is here. So I really don't recommend it for just starting off. Once you get into things, sure, you can find some exercises that work for your different things. Characteristic studies, tonguing stuff, all that, whatever. But, and songs, songs too. But they're old songs, so. The Worm book, it's great for shorter, kind of easier to play duets. Hal Leonard, and then this is where things start to get interesting. The Hal Leonard jazz combo packs. Now, I don't know how available these still are, written out this way, because there's ones that have the various instruments, but there's these other ones that I have from way back in the day, that I got a hold of from, I can't even remember where I got them, but, and that's always how it is when you get something really cool, right, to tell people you can't tell them, but I'm pretty sure that that's what it is, and it's duets and trios for B-flat instruments, to start learning tunes, harmonize them, and introducing scales, and exercises for jazz specifically, because it's got the it'll have like the trio, like somebody's playing the melody, other people playing the other things, and then you get to like a section where you can improvise, and you maybe be a good idea to have the recording on, have Ariel Pro on, whatever, Abersolds, however you want to do it. But it's got the scales written out, just like the Abersold books do. So it's really excellent for starting to get in. Oh, here's where I'll play this scale. Here's where I'll play this scale. I can't remember if it's got it written out where it says like Dorian, Mixolydian, blues, whatever. But I feel like it might. I'm not sure. But anyway, it starts getting into those things. So then from there, getting into jazz, you can also be doing the Essential Elements Book 1 by Mike Steinel, if that's how you say it. Forgive me if I said it wrong, or Steinel, of the renowned North Texas University jazz program. So he had retired from there back in the day, and he was one of the big, huge builders of it. So it's a great beginning approach to jazz, including history, style, jazz articulation, scales, and exercises. And I was really just like, when I saw that there was this book, I guess it had been out for a while, though, like 10 years at least, I was just like super, super happy. I was like, I'm definitely getting this book without a question. Even for like beginning, pretty early on students who are, if they're really interested in jazz. I've got a 7-year-old playing out of it right now. I think 7, maybe, he might be older. He might be 9. I think he's 9, actually. Sorry about that. But anyway, he's loving it. He's able to get going with a lot of stuff and start doing the articulations and learning about it. So it's just great. And he really set this book up like this guy knows what he's doing. It's progressive. It's not too difficult though. Yeah, for book 1, he really puts it all together. So it's awesome. Then there's the Improv Big Book by Eric Veldkamp, which I do want to underscore. I don't want it to be paled in comparison to what I just told you, because this is the next step that I have here that's really great. He just came out with this last couple of years. I think it's on Q Press. And the great thing about this is that you have several jazz standards, right? And then and at the beginning of the book, there's even exercises for developing jazz, different things you could do with jazz for articulations and scales and patterns and all kinds of things. And then he's got some history stuff in there too. But the cool thing that I really like is that he'll have, okay, here's the straight ahead melody, all right? Then here's that with my interpretation of how it goes, little more swinging, a little bit more jazzy, whatever. Then that developed a little bit more, so you're starting to improvise kind of on some of that stuff too. Then getting a little bit away from that, keeping the melody in mind, improvising a lot on that, and then just like a complete improvisation written out, and then there's all the bars for you to do your own improvisation, and it's got, I think it's got all the different not scales for all the keys written out, but it's got the different keys, like here's the key for this bar and that bar and whatever, for you to follow along. And he includes all the play-alongs for every single one of these, with the examples of it being played and examples of it not being played, just for you to use for your own purposes to play. So it's just amazing for learning jazz standards. Like, just getting going with it, doing everything, you know, in a practice. It's fabulous. If it's watching, thank you. It's amazing. Then from there we could go into the daily dose of scales for improvisation. And this is not just one routine. I'm talking about a progressive, you know, going from beginner to advanced trumpet method here to get there. The Szymborski school of thought, or Trumpet Josh method, or whatever, for getting there. So and of course I've gone through way more books than this, but this is a really solid way to get there that I've found. So, and I think you'll agree when you go back over this and you think about it, like, wow, this works. In a contemporary setting, you know, I'm trying to, anyway. Daily Dose of Scales for Improvisation by Craig Friedrich. Amazing. He was like in the premier bands, and I think it was the Army, DC. I think he worked his way up to Sergeant Major, like one of the top ranks in there, and wrote this book. He taught at universities, and it's just excellent. It's got all your modes, every single scale you could think of for doing improv. Well, pretty much. And it's got different exercises for all of them and some patterns. So, and that aren't like way over the top. You know, I think it's like da 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 da, or I don't know, something like that. I can't remember. I haven't played those in a little while, but it's still really, really great. Different things for blues scales, different things even for I think you might have included the bebop scales towards the end. Yeah. But yeah, it's awesome. And it's not too big. It's like this, but it covers a lot. You can cover the whole book in about probably an hour or less. I think he said he was doing it in 40 minutes by the time he was finishing up at North Texas or something like that. So then we're almost there, just a little bit more. Trumpetology by Pat Harbison. You could use that around the same time as that daily dose. For patterns used in jazz improvisation within 6 Dorian keys, which covers a lot. You know, there's a lot of emotional, minor sounding jazz songs, and it also works for blues and stuff too. So, and anywhere else you can use Dorian, you know. So it's really, really, really excellent. I wish that he had had another book that had the other 6 keys, or that he had the one that has all the major stuff in it, or whatever, you know, but it's still great. And you can use, if you want to, he's got a play-along CD with it, so you're good there. You can play along with all the stuff. It's awesome. And then you could use like Aebersold's major CD if you want to just change all the keys to major with the way that you're reading them as you're doing it. That's one way to do it. There's other ways to do it, but then lastly, certainly not the end-all, be-all, end-all of trumpet playing, but the Chikowitz Lyrical and Flow Studies books. So, this is I got it through Scribd or something, it's a free resource or whatever, but documents, and it was by like Larry Knopp, I think, and somebody else, I can't remember, but this you'd use for your air management in terms of phrasing, expanding range, technique, dynamic contrast, overall sound concept to more advanced levels. Um, and it's great because it's just like it's from tons of the top resources. You know, like I think there's even Charlier in there and Brandt and probably don't I don't want to be misquoted, but I'm pretty sure I know there's a lot of really top books in there and top etudes that have been used, um, and some are for probably over 100 years for well definitely for trumpet teaching and and methods. So yeah, and I mean this really gets us to the end here. Of course, there's tons of other great things that you can learn from, but this really sets you on a path for um, really knowing, like having a pretty holistic thing, and for getting ready to study with, professional or at the collegiate level or whatever, where they might have some other resources they've collected along the years, um, or exercises or things they might suggest to you to, get you even further along. So, if you're thinking about it for career. So, yeah. Oh, I just realized I just totally left out orchestral books. I mean that's great too, but not a lot of people are doing that. Orchestra's got like 2 or 3 trumpet players, maybe 4. So yeah, I mean this other stuff prepares you way more for just what you're playing all the time, classical, whatever, community groups, if you're playing in jazz groups, if you're playing in wedding bands, if you're playing pop, you're playing in church, playing, in some professional gig, I don't know, opera, Broadway. It really sets you up for, and Paul Barron's got a good, if you're doing that the Broadway Trumpeter, it's just a great book for that kind of stuff. He's got a couple other ones out now. But anyway, I think that's about it for me today. I just wanted to let y'all know in a video about all these books that are out there, and that on this date, on December 23rd, I was the one who said all this first. No, yeah, sure. I mean, probably people have said similar things throughout the years, and some of this is pretty common approach. But some of it, I think, is also involving some new things and some really older things that people don't mention that often. So, yeah. So anyway, happy trumpet playing, happy practice, happy days in Fruit Valley, like my grandma used to say. And yeah, feel free to shoot me a message, drop me comments, like and subscribe. Good, I'm recording. I almost thought I wasn't. And yeah, get in touch with me, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here for giving online lessons. I'm here for practice. I'm here for learning, for my own enjoyment, for fun, for professional development, whatever. So, yeah. Give me a call sometime, shoot me a message. My email is trumpetjosh@icloud.com. If you want my phone number, you can send me a message. I'm on Messenger, Facebook, Joshua Zimborski, Trumpet Josh, Instagram. I even have a Trumpet Lessons Facebook group, and along with my own Trumpet Lessons Facebook page, and then the Trumpet Josh Facebook page. So I got a lot of different things along with my personal stuff. But anyway, I'm going on and on about that. So a lot of ways to reach me. Trumpetjosh.com if you want to know more about me. A lot of great stuff out there, some free resource and other things too. So, alright, that's it for me today. Ciao. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and all that good stuff, because just a couple days away. So, hope it's restful, have a good time with your family. We'll see you next time.